Alright, going live. And it looks like we are now live. So hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Whatever happens to be for all of you wonderful people, I hope that you're all having a great day or night. Anyway, today we are going to be back playing some Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. As you may be able to tell from the title, streams are going to be shorter this week. And that is because for the transcription job I am moving into, I need to do like a course on legal transcription and stuff. So that means that I'm going to be spending more time working on said course and less time actually streaming. So let's have to see how everything goes. I should still be streaming for like the next few weeks at the very least. But, you know, keeping you all updated on that. So we're only going to go until, you know, about when I need to eat lunch, and then stream will end today. But we should be good, all things considered. We didn't do very well, did we? But we knew that would be a very challenging dungeon. We shouldn't be discouraged. Oh yeah, you want to go to Magma, right? The Magma Cavern? Hello, Loaf! How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I hope that you're doing well. Alright, Mount Steel. What levels are y'all at? Because I know that last time we were trying to grind up to like level 31 for Magma Cavern. Let's see. Do we have any... Oh, that's not where I meant to go. I meant to go here. Do we have any gummies and stuff? Okay, we do have some things. So we'll spin to see who gets all those. Oh, I just realized I forgot to change stream elements over. I accidentally killed a gecko. Oh no, not the gecko! Oh, poor buddy. Alright, first one goes to Javi. Right. So you could have a citrus berry. Right, next one goes to... El Gusito. Yeah, give me a moment so I could change. There we go. I turned the forever lock timer off for this one. I always forget to do that. Every time, I swear. Alright, El Gusito. Right, so one for you. Oh, and which move gets it? Let's see, let's see. Yeah, how was everybody's weekends, actually, since it is Monday? I personally had a pretty good weekend. Saturday, I watched John Wick 4. The last one. The most recent one. I watched that with my parents. And then yesterday, I got some sushi, and I got a smoothie, and it was all delicious. So that's what I did. I do look forward to getting my braces off again, though, so that way I could actually, like, eat popcorn and stuff. That'd be fantastic, but yeah, for now I can't. Also, seeing a Diplin has made me really want to eat, like, candy apples. I very much want to. But, yeah, I can't do that yet, either. Even then, I'll probably have to wait till, like, Halloween-ish. Alright, last one is for Song. How was everybody's weekend? Does anyone else do anything interesting? There we go. What's the dungeon this time? Alright, Stone Magma Cavern. Which you will do, but I want to make sure that we're all high enough level for it. Accept everything. Can we afford? No, we cannot. So I believe the price is at like 9,000 now. Yay, tiny reviver seed. We'll always gladly take that. Oh, no, I wanted to go around to Kangaskhan. Let's see. Get 3 tiny apples. 3 normal apples, 3 orange berries, 1 tiny reviver seed. Yeah, and that should be good. Should be good. Now let's see, Makuhita. Do we have any dojo tickets? Aha, we do. We have a random Voltorb that we're going to say bye to. Darn Pokemon always joining without permission. Every time, I swear. So I'll go back and say bye to that Voltorb. I kind of forgot that it just joined us. Nope. Hello there, Farfetch'd. Another thing that I did, I also worked on updating the Foreverlock checklist some more. So, let's see, updates. I went ahead and added every Pokemon that's in my Pokedex so far from the Scarlet Violet DLC. And, you know, just from what we did on stream Wednesday. And then I added all of the Pokemon, the Shield Pokemons. Pokemon Shield is now accounted for on the checklist. And then I started on Pokemon Gold. Because the way I've been doing it is I first wanted like 1 from every generation, every region at least. And then I went back and every generation I add a game until eventually I get them all, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. See, that's updates there. And I'll keep doing that until I have every game that I own on there. And then I might add the games that I don't own as well. But for now, it's just every game that I own, I for sure want to be on there. So that would be, yeah, all the Pokemon games I have from like the mainline series anyway. I have Red, I have Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal. All those Game Boy games, I have the Virtual Console version, so the ones that were released on the 3DS. Hello, Sailor, welcome. And then I don't have any Gen 3 games, unfortunately. And then Gen 4, I have all of them. So Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I have all the Gen 5 games, so Black, White, Black 2, White 2. I have X, not Y. Y was my brother's, but he said I could borrow it, so I'm probably gonna put it on the checklist anyway. But I technically do not own it myself. It's just he doesn't play it anymore, so he's like, yeah, you could just have it. And then Gen 7 games. I have every Gen 7 game, so I have Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Let's Go Pikachu, and Let's Go Eevee. I have both Sword and Shield with the expansions. I have Legends Arceus. I have Brilliant Diamond. Not Shining Pearl, though, just Brilliant Diamond. Then I have Violet DLC. Not Scarlet. So yeah, all those I'm going to try to get added to the checklist. It looks like we're going to Silent Chasm. But anyway, how are you, Sailor? I was just talking about how I'm getting a job that I have to take a course for. And so, streams will be shorter. I watched John Wick 4 with my family Saturday. And then yesterday I had some sushi and a smoothie. And it was delicious. And then I was adding all the Pokemon games I have to the Foreverlock checklist. Alright, Party Wrecked. And the third member is El Gusito. There we go. Let's see. I don't need more items. I need to get back into the routine of Mystery Dungeon. I'm glad you're doing fine, Sailor. So we'll just have to see how much I can get done before lunch. But when it hits lunchtime, that's when I'll be shifting my focus entirely to the course. Gloom buddy. Gloom, the powders don't work. Traveling for essentially the entire weekend. By the time I got home on Sunday, it was fairly late-ish, so I had to get an extension on an essay assignment that was supposed to be due today. Oh man. I absolutely hate, like, I mean, I was gonna say asking for, like, extensions or emailing teachers, but honestly, I just don't like talking to people in general. So, yeah. Like, I would never want to, like, ask teachers for things. There was one time where my dad was like, you could ask your teacher this or you're gonna be grounded, and I just kind of... that was rude. That was my Oranberry. It's like, yeah, you could ask your teacher for this or you can get grounded. And I just straight up took being grounded because I hate talking to people so much. I don't remember what it was for though, but yeah. Oh, speaking of talking to people, like the job interview I had Thursday, it was, you know, over the phone. And so even though I didn't see anyone like in person, I was still having to, you know, talk to people. And I was so like anxious and nervous leading up to it. But for some reason, the moments we were in the call, I was like completely fine and calm. And I don't know why or how. That's just how it happened. No idea how to explain why, but just the moment I'm in a call, boom, everything's fine. And just leading up to it, that is the most nerve-wracking thing. Oh my gosh, these Weedle are super annoying. Can you stop eating my stuff, please? Goodness. You're so rude. I swear. So rude. Adrenaline, perhaps? Maybe, I don't know. But just like anxiety, stress, nervousness leading up to it, and I don't know, just the moment I talk to people, everything is completely fine. And it all feels completely normal. But yeah, I told my parents about that, and they're like, well, I mean, I guess it's better than being nervous during the interview. It's like, yeah. Like, I'm grateful for it, don't get me wrong, I just don't understand it. Because you would think I'd be more nervous during. But just complete calm. I guess in a way it's also kind of how streaming used to be for me. Like, I'd be really nervous to stream, but then the moment I start streaming, I'm just like perfectly fine. It's, you know, hitting start streaming or go live. It's hitting those buttons that's harder. So starting to do it is harder than actually doing it. Can you grab that? Thank you. Yeah, I did the interview, did a legal transcription, they reviewed it. They're like, hey, we want you to take this course, so I'm gonna be taking that course now. Which, at first I was kind of skeptical, because it's like, man, if I have to essentially pay for my own training, I'm gonna be kind of skeptical. But, you know, passed it by my father who, you know, through like the job search process, he has been fantastic because, you know, he's, you know, quite a bit older than I am, quite a bit more experienced with like the job search. So he has been super helpful in like helping identify potential scams, which I am very grateful for. So yeah, just all the jobs that I've spoken to, I've passed by through and it's like, hey, what do you think about this? Here's my thoughts on it, but it's just nice to be able to pass it by someone with, you know, more experience who wants the best for you, that can recognize some things that you may not know to look for yet. But yeah, he said that it looks good. It doesn't look like a scam. And even if it doesn't lead to me being hired, like if I don't do as well in the course they want me to, it would still lead to me being certified, which would be good for resumes for other jobs. And also, considering a lot of transcription jobs, they want you to transcribe stuff. If I have a course about transcribing, it's gonna be a whole lot easier to do, like, the little transcribing tests. So, I'm all down for it. But yeah, it's definitely gonna mean that I'm not gonna have as much time to stream because, I mean, I guess it's kind of like the equivalent of college, but for transcribing, right? It's like a more specialized field than just like normal English. Although it does, you know, mostly cover like normal English skills, it's also like formatting and learning ethics of transcribing and all this other random stuff. Making a fighting type playthrough in Pokemon Violet. Ooh, I hope you have fun with that, Galaxy. Hello, Houndour. I don't really like that you decided to do that there. What is that Poliwag doing? So yeah, I will keep all of you updated on streaming schedule changes that go along with this. But for now, I haven't even started the course yet. I'm planning to do that today after stream. So I'm not sure how long things will take. Exactly. We'll just have to see. But I think cutting streams in half would allow me plenty of time paired with, like, the Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm not streaming. Yeah, you will be updated. And just like once I actually start like doing paid transcriptions, like once the training and stuff is done, that's probably when the streaming schedule is going to be the most altered. So it's like for the training stuff, it's mostly like the course itself is kind of self-driven. So you do that on your own. Then after I complete the course, I move on to training alongside like somebody who is actively going to be teaching me what I'm doing. And then there'll be like, what they said, 3 unpaid practice transcriptions, right? And then you get feedback on those. And then there'll be like 1 paid like test transcription that they grade you on. And if you do well enough, then you can move on to like doing real transcription jobs. So it's definitely a process. It's gonna take a bit. But we'll have to see how it all goes. You guys will be updated. Obviously, since like confidentiality is a big thing there, I can't just like tell you about all the jobs I do. Like, you know, if it's legal stuff, I can't be like, man, listen to like this legal case, unless I have like express permission. But, you know, I think that some things will be interesting. I can talk about the non-confidential parts of it. I am really excited to actually like try it though, because I think that it is something that kind of aligns with my interests. I like typing, I like listening to things, typing them out. Like on my older videos, you'll see that I went through and captioned it all myself. Some of the Monsters of Etheria tutorials I did. What else? Yeah, I captioned those. I think like my very first video on the channel is captioned. So yeah, I did those myself. So that's kind of like that's pretty darn close to what you normally do with transcription stuff. There. I'm shifting over because Thorn is running low on belly. The team consists of Makuhira, Palmy, Rots, Quaxley, Flamigo, and Shroomish. Sounds pretty decent. I don't think I would have any other suggestions for your team. You know, sounds good to me overall. I normally, whenever I'm making teams, I like to have a fire, water, grass core, generally speaking. But I can't think of if there's any firefighting types in Scarlet Violet. I don't think so. But yeah, you do have, you know, a grass fighting type, you have a water fighting type. So those are definitely great. It is based on Riolu. Completely fair. Yeah, I know that when I was dabbling with trying to make like a competitive team for Scar and Violet, you see, I really wanted to use Skeledirge, but I noticed that at least in singles, because I messed around with singles at first, I almost never used Skeledirge. I ended up having a core of Lucario, Gardevoir, and Crocodile. So I had a like fighting Psychic Dark core for the most part. Because it seemed that those three could generally handle whatever. Not that I'm super experienced with it. I'm not a competitive person. But you know, it's just something I had fun with. Messing around with. I only did like 2 or 3 actual competitive battles in the game. And I did win all of them, but you know, I didn't make it into like the higher ranks or anything. Of course, I'm happy to rescue you, buddy. There's so many Pokemon. Every time you think that, oh, this is probably the last one, there's another one. More rewards. There we go. Yes, we did great today, Song. Now, we didn't fail. We're just leveling up so that way we could handle things more. So don't you even say that we failed. We did do very well. Hush, Song. Hush. We did great. None of that nonsense. Right, let me go ahead and make sure everyone's on the wheel again. Here, let me go ahead and actually get rid of the Pokemon that just joins without permission. Yeah, Voltorb, get out of here. You did not ask to join. Right, Spinarak. Adios. Let's see. Okay, yeah. We're all good then. Let's see who gets any rainbow gummies or other items that we managed to get. I was not entirely paying attention to what we got. Right, first one goes to Fable. Right, rainbow gummy for you. Oh. Oh yeah, no, I like Squeeze Out. We're keeping Squeeze Out. Alright, the second rainbow gummy goes to El Gusito. Do 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 do. There you go. Nice special defense boost there. Alright, the last rainbow gubby goes to... Right, bread. Let's go find bread. There you go, bread. Now, do we have any... No, we do not. Yep, so that's all for this time. Now... Scary, menacing looking jump scare. Ah, oh no! I've been jump scared! Tiny woods. You know, that's not really the location I would prefer, but it works. Alright, tiny woods. Okay, we don't have any jobs there. Oh wait, we don't have enough to accept all these. Oh, sorry to the Pokemon who weren't accepted. Didn't realize super quickly I didn't have enough space. Yes, guard my money. Watch the jumpscares are my thing. Oh no. Gonna start some beef with Sailor. See? I'm still very annoyed that Weedle ate our Oranberry. Very rude of it, really. Alright, Kangaskhan, we need another Oranberry. A Weedle ate ours. It's very rude of them. Now, did we get any dojo tickets? Yes, we did. Alright, Thorn. Yeah, goal is level 31 for everyone. So it may take a little bit. We'll get there. So regardless of who ends up coming with us, they'll be able to survive, hopefully. Man, all that healing was for nothing. Poor fish still demolished. Good, good. Goodbye, Ammonite. Nice knowing you. Right. And we're gonna be out of time here. Yup. Yay, Thorn leveled up. Yes, your level is up, Thorn. A natural gift. Do we want natural gifts? I mean, probably not. Yeah. I think I'll pass on that. Hello, Dino. How are you? Welcome. I hope that you are having a good day so far. We are currently playing some mystery dungeon. Trying to level everyone up to like 31-ish. So that way we can take on Magma Cavern. That's what we're doing right now. Going through the general routine. Does our Hoothoot have any flying moves? Or did Bread just decide to be psychic? Yeah, it looks like we're just a psychic Hoothoot. I mean, that's fine by me, but not exactly what I would go for. What part of the story are you in? Yeah, right before Magma Cavern. So right before Groudon. So decently far. You know, we took on, Articuno, Moltres, Zapdos. We, went through all that. We, got our base upgraded. So yeah, right before Groudon. There we go, nice spread, 32. Okay, thank goodness. Yeah, I have a flying move now. Let's forget Hypnosis, honestly. Hypnosis just tends to annoy me more than be a benefit. We can always relearn it later if we want. Also, they're nice. I wish you the best of luck going forward. Is it your first time playing through? Because me personally, it is not. Just the first time I played through it on the channel. Alright. Yeah, I've made it in this playthrough, so that way everybody in chat can be a Pokemon. You just have to let me know if a Pokemon tries to join that they would like to be. So, let me know if you want to be anything in particular. Alright, Javi. And that goes for anyone else in chat who does not have a Pokemon yet. Alright, Loaf. And I'm also spinning the wheel to see who gets on the teams. Yes, you could absolutely be a Pokemon. Is there any particular Pokemon you would like to be? Yes, absolutely. Alright, so that's gonna be our Tiny Woods team. Not that it really matters for Tiny Woods, because we're gonna absolutely destroy, but it is what it is. Oh, no, I did not mean to push you, Ember. There we go. Tell you if I see it. Alright, sounds good. Here you go, Hoothoot. Do you have any of the secret Pokemon? What do you mean by secret Pokemon? It depends on how you define it. I mean, like, the main thing I could think of if you're thinking secret Pokemon, there's Pokemon that aren't normally in dungeons at this point that you can, like, rescue. That you can feed with apples. And then there's, like, post-game, like, legendary Pokemon. That's all I could really think of at the moment. Oh, the ones you have to get by codes. No, I do not have those. I do still find it super annoying how Pokemon just join without permission. Like, I think that they should at least ask, you know? Yeah, I could, but I haven't really deemed it necessary. Song, we did fine, hush. Just because I didn't want to do Magma Cavern right now doesn't mean that we did awful. I just want to wait until we're more prepared. Once we won the code Pokemon? Alright. I suppose I could do that then. Oh. Let's see. What rewards do we get? I should probably look at that first. Did we get any? Okay, no, we did not. Just had to make sure. The audio's Hoothoot. Let me look into it. code, Pokemon, Mystery Dungeon Deluxe. Oh, you want to be like Larvitar? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's the only one I could really think of that might like evolve into Godzilla. We're talking about... Okay, what do we have here? Yeah, there's Larvitar. Yeah, it could be Larvitar. Sure. So let me go ahead and... Wait. Okay, no, I can't do it from here. Yeah, sure, I could do that. Hello, Ditto. Welcome. How are you doing? Yes. Alright, so we have 5 J. Goodness. SM N WF0. Yeah, no problem, Dino. WF0. I'm glad you're doing pretty good. Oh, 0, there we go. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I don't want to say goodbye to. Sorry, Sunkern. So you're continuing the best spin-off game? Indeed. I am continuing. That would be a very fine name. It would indeed. So yeah, we could do that. And Sinister Woods isn't the best one we could do at the moment. But I don't mind. If you want to be that specific Pokemon, it works for me. There we go. Deposit that. I mean, it's pretty close to a dino, I'd say. All right, one there, and there. Small talk is nice. Let's see. Okay, yeah. That's everything I want, I believe. Just want to make sure, and I don't think that we got any dojo tickets in that last one. But I may as well check while I'm here, right? Oh, I did. See, this is why we check. Alright, Brian. I want you to go electric. Yeah. I mean, my day, personally, it's been, you know, the usual. I woke up, took a shower, got dressed, brushed my teeth, you know, all that good stuff. Ate some breakfast. I ate breakfast when I got up, not after I brushed my teeth. There wouldn't be much point eating breakfast after you brush your teeth, right? But yeah. And then sat down, prepared stream, started streaming. Dotto. Yeah, and then started playing some Mystery Dungeon, and then let's see. I just spoke a bit about how streams are gonna be shorter this week because A, I have to do a course on legal transcription for a job I'm pursuing. See, that's interesting, but it means I'm gonna have less time to stream, unfortunately. But the benefit is I don't need to worry as much about paying rent because it's a more reliable job, you know? So that's what's been going on in this life. Picked the pink cat as my starter. Skitty. Yeah, I went through the, I went through the personality quiz and I went through what it gave me, which just so happens to be Charmander. I just, you know, Ember Dragon just happens to actually be Charmander. It's oddly fitting, isn't it? Oh, how's my grandma been? She's been alright. She, you know, she's still going. Yeah, thank you for asking. Let's see. Cat knowing blizzard. You just Skitty comes in with a blizzard. Incredible. Wait, I meant to go to Sinister Woods so we could just go ahead and grab the Larvitar. Grab the Larvitar for Dino. Can skip through Moltres. Ooh, I wish you luck with that. It could definitely be difficult if you're not prepared for it. Yeah, it is good to hear. Still, of course, very much hoping the best for her. Should probably talk to her again at some point. Pretty soon. Check on it, in on her personally. And see how she's doing. So I might do that after stream. Before I get to work on that course. Which, I haven't even started the course yet, because I was planning on starting it today when I knew for sure I wanted to, you know, proceed with that. And it'd make more sense to start, you know, Monday, start of the week, instead of starting Friday. You know? But yeah, before I start on that, I'll go ahead and ask her how she's doing. I'm a very introverted person, so I'm not super great at, like, initiating conversations. But I think it'd be a good thing to do. Because, like, I know deep down she would appreciate it. Okay, we've done the same stuff in the game. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, almost finished Explorers of Sky. The ending is flooding me with tears. Man. Okay, I did play Explorers of Sky. I played it once when I was younger, right? And I ended up basically, not literally, but it may as well have been a soft lock towards the end. So I played through most of the story, but then I couldn't get past a part, so I never was able to finish it. I really should play it again at some point. Like, I would like to play it again, but yeah, I just haven't been able to play it in a bit, because... You see, I don't have the game cartridge anymore as a thing. I don't know what happens to it. Like, there's a few game cartridges I kind of just lost over time, and I have no idea what happened to them. And that just happens to be one of them. So I'd like to play it again at some point. It just, the hard part would be trying to actually obtain the game, because I could imagine that it's probably not going for, like, a super reasonable price online. Unfortunately. And I guess I could always emulate it, considering I did have the game, like, physically at some point, but... Did you get to Pokemon Emerald Legendary? Not in this playthrough, but I did in my personal playthrough. I did get to Rayquaza in the personal playthrough. But I did play through Gates Infinity when I was younger. That's like the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game I got. Because I know I was younger, I was little. Now, super into Pokemon, I didn't know about the spin-off games at that point in time. You know, I didn't know about them. But I suppose my parents looked into it for like a birthday gift, right? And they found it and they gave me Mystery Dungeon Gates Infinity. And so I played through that, and I really enjoyed it. I know that, like, the sentiment is that it's, like, the worst game. But I personally enjoyed it. Like, there's a few things, now that I've played others, that I don't like as much, right? Hello, Laughs a Lot! Yes, it is I, the Monsters of Etheria person. How are you doing? But, yeah, Gates to Infinity, I really enjoy it. There are some things, now that I've played other games, that I don't like about it. Like, I wish that you could take on multiple job requests, right? That's, like, the primary thing. It's also a little bit strange that, like, there's not the buddy system. And also, I don't know. There are a few things that's kind of eh. But for the most part, I did enjoy the game. There's just an anime of this? Of what, Mystery Dungeon? Yeah, I know there were some animated things. I haven't watched it, though. Oh. Hello there. Alright, we're good. Monster of Etheria person who hasn't played Monster of Etheria on stream in who knows how long. Here, let me look for you when my last Monster of Etheria video, stream, anything was. Because now I'm curious. When was the last time I touched that game on this channel? Let's see. I will figure it out for you. How do you continue the story? I mean, you just go through it. I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Monsters of Etheria. Right, the tutorials were 3 years ago. All the tutorials, guys, they were 3 years ago. It's been a bit. But when was the last stream? 2 years ago. 2 years, 2 years. I did a speed paint 7 months ago, but I didn't play the game. Uh, 2 years. Yeah, last stream was 2 years ago. Last speed paint was 7 months ago. Never been able to get an avian? Ah, that's unfortunate. It's one that's like more luck dependent. Yes, that would be where you probably know me from, along with many other people. That's generally how people find my channel. They are looking for tutorials for the game, they find my tutorials because I made a bunch of them. And then a lot of people subscribe from that. And then they, you know, see me in their subscription list, have no idea who I am until we start talking about Monsters of Etheria, and it's like, ah, that's what it is. But yeah, I'm still the Monsters of Etheria person, even though I haven't actually played the game on the channel in 2 years. But, even though I haven't played the game on the channel in a couple years, I do still respond to comments on those, and I still help out the best I can. Why did I stop playing that? The answer's not simple. There's no more monsters for me to collect. You know, I'm a big fan of Pokemon. I was a big fan of Monsters of Etheria, and what those games have in common is you collect monsters. I like collecting monsters. in a way that's not just like RNG. So when there are no more monsters to collect, I didn't have anything else to do. You know? Perhaps we should fix our lack of monster material on the channel soon. I know. I keep saying I'm do that and I forget. You have the dude that spawns a black hole. Yes, I do have the dude that spawns in a black hole. I have them all. Every single one. And if you have them all, what else is there to strive for? I mean, you could do all the titles, which originally I was going to because I like collecting things, which is, again, the main appeal of Pokemon for me. Hello, Marigold. How are you doing? I love collecting things. However, the titles, it's not a fun collection. That's the thing. Because to collect all the titles, it's mostly just you need to wait to level up to 100 multiple times with every monster. Or like you need to play the game an absurd amount of time. And I don't think that that's a fun collection to do. Whereas following the clues that it gives you and exploring like mazes and completing quests, you know, fulfilling kind of vague requirements, that I think is fun. Aw, thank you, Marigold. Yeah, I think that that is fun. The monsters is a fun collection. The titles are not a fun collection for me personally. I suppose that's why you're a dragon, since dragons typically like having hordes. Yes. Yes. That is why I'm a dragon. I don't hoard gold. I don't hoard gold. I hoard monsters. I hoard monster material monsters, I hoard Pokemon, hoard shinies. In like Monster Hunter, I have like a collection of layered armor sets. I'll, you know, collect. I don't know, I like collecting. Why don't you try to get all the monsters? Why we have to get you? What? I don't try to get all the monsters anymore because I already got them all. There's nothing else for me to get. And yes, I have a totally real human license. I just can't show it on stream because it would dox me. Because my totally human, you know, totally real human license would have my name. It would have where I live. Well, not the exact address, but the general area in which I live. There you go, Dinah. We got you now. Wait, I meant to click yes. I wanted to give a nickname. Ah. You have to get all the monsters. But the pig bank. Why we have to kill you in the game? What? I did get all the monsters though. I have the piggy bank. I have them all. What do you mean? Yes. My hoard is creatures. I like collecting. Let's see. Which is also... I'm confused as a pig bank. Okay, we are talking... Okay, so the main thing I'm known for on YouTube, right? How most people here find me is I made tutorials 3 years ago for a game on Roblox. And in that game, you collect monsters, and one of those monsters is a piggy bank. That's what we're talking about. Sorry if it's confusing. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, there's no monster I do not have. I have them all. Make a new account to make challenges in the game? I mean, I could, but I'm not really interested in just playing it for its sake. Like, I don't want to be the confident diamonds, right? I don't want to just be... Nope. Playing for the sake of playing just because that's how people know me. I just want to do on the channel what I want to do, you know? I don't want to lock myself in a game that I no longer have interest in playing. Yeah, completely fair, Marigold. Yeah, but that's what we were talking about. Yes, Dino was okay. Let's see. Did anyone else join without permission? Okay, no, we're good. So there we go. Welcome, Dino, to the team. Let me go ahead and add you to the wheel. There we go. And now we're going to have to level you up to like 31. Which means it's going to be even longer until we can proceed with story stuff, but that's fine. Not a big deal at all. Right, loaf. Let's see. Small stomach or notorious healing. Ooh, that's actually a kind of hard choice. I think I'm going to stick with notorious healing though. Everyone wants to evolve. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait till post game for that. Yeah, can do. It'll just be a bit. Are you in post game yet? No, not yet. We are right before the Groudon fight, currently. Yeah, right before Groudon. I'm just trying to level everyone up so that way we're at a decent point. Do I plan on continuing the Teal Mask time soon? I mean, I plan on continuing it Wednesday, since that's when I normally do Violet anyway. So yes, absolutely. It's just going to have to be a shorter stream than usual, depending on how the course goes. Okay, yeah, we don't have enough for that. That is fine. There we go. Thank you, Marigold. I have played through this game before. You know, this particular game that we are playing right now. But I have not done on the channel yet. Try making a team for getting the members. I mean... like, we could, but... I'm perfectly happy with the way I've been doing it so far. I just like having the teams going to dungeons be completely random. So that way, you know, everybody in chat has a chance to, like, show off. No, you are a completely fine sailor. You have no reason to apologize. You are good. But yeah, I am also excited to continue it. I'm just also trying to keep with my schedule. I do want to play it, though. If anyone wants to be a Pokemon, you can get fast. I mean, yeah. But also, usually most people in chat already are Pokemon, so I'm not super concerned about it. Play through the main story of this game almost annually over winter because I love it so much. That's completely fair. I very much enjoy this game. I don't think I could bring myself to, like, reset it, though. Because I like doing all the post-game stuff, too, you know? Right. Now, our team. Yeah, also, you let me know, Marigold, if you would like to be a Pokemon. Everybody is able to. I just like having the team filled with chat members. All representative of people. Right, Song? Something that could boost members to join. I mean... But like, okay, what I meant by that is if you look at chat, all the members of chat can be Pokemon, right? And so if everyone already has a Pokemon, there's no need to, like, get it super quickly, right? So that's mainly how I see it. It's not a big concern. Nice Dino. Who is who knows? What? I have the main online account 100% complete, but I have an alternate offline Switch accounts to play and reset whenever. Ah, completely fair. Yeah, that's kind of what I do with, like, my YouTube stuff, right? I have a personal profile and I have a, like, YouTube profile. So I could play through it on my own. And I can play through it on YouTube and not have to worry about, you know, the progress of one bothering the other. But you see, both of them are online because, you know, I would want to use online in both my personal playthroughs of games and my YouTube playthroughs of games. And so, because I'd have to have two, I went ahead and got, like, the family plan, right? Since having a family plan that I could add both to is cheaper than buying one for each of them separately. And also, I could add my family to the family plan. I'm not like the parents of any of them, but you know, if like my stepbrother, I added my stepbrother to it, I added my cousin to it, add people to it because, you know, they're my family and I'm paying for it anyway. It's not gonna cost any extra for me to just be like, yeah, I'll cover you too. So yeah, I just added my family to it. And so they could use it too. Hello James, how are you? Hope that you're doing well. Since of hours, winter codes and a bunch of patience. Oh yeah. Definitely patience. And also, you've got to be persistent for some of these. Because, especially like if you try the post-game dungeons, some of them are hard. You've just got to have the patience to keep trying over and over until you do it. Just improve. There we go. Well, lurking while playing Dead Cells? I see. Well, thank you for the lurk, and I hope that you enjoy playing. I've never actually heard of Dead Cells. Oh, I have seen several shinies. I've not befriended any, though. But I have seen several. I think shiny hunting in here would be fun at some point. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing streams dedicated to it, like once you reach post-game, maybe. And I do other things that I'd want to do. Yeah, I've become a bit of a shiny hunter recently. Definitely not something I'd consider myself, like, a while ago. But now that I've grown older, and I have, like, patience and stuff, I've been able to view... Well, I always had patience, but I never really saw shiny hunting as something that's really worth it. But now that I see it more as just a way to pass time, instead of, like, I'm going to get this thing, I enjoy it a lot more. What shinies have I seen? I've seen Ambipom, I've seen Ampharos, I've seen, I think Shiny Ditto at some point. Oh no, I've seen a lot. Have I played the older games? I have played the older games, yes. I've played Explorers of Sky, I've played Gates Infinity, and I've played Super. And Super, I was super proud of myself for actually befriending every Pokemon. I've not completed the whole thing 100%. I've not, like, gotten all the treasures or gone through all the dungeons or anything. But I did befriend all the Pokemon. I was super proud of myself for that. Just hoping for them to remake Explorer soon. I still enjoy the first game, but Explorers would be so good. Yeah. I would enjoy playing through an Explorers remake with, like, the quality of life improvements that more recent games have. Man, did you play Pokemon Omega? Oh, oof. Pokemon Omega Ruby is what you consider old now. Oh, yes, I played it. I have played Pokemon Red. It wasn't my first game. My first game was Pokemon Black. But yes, I have played Omega Ruby. I have played Red. I've played Yellow. Silver, Gold, Crystal. None of the Gen 3 games because I didn't have the console for them. I've played Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White, Black 2, White 2, X, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Yeah, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Sword Shield plus DLC. Brilliant Diamond, Legends Arceus, and Violet with DLC. I've not completed the DLC yet, though, so I'm still avoiding spoilers. I have over 100 shinies. I also have over 100 shinies. As I mentioned, I have become a bit of a shiny hunter. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and swap before Song starts starving. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, though, Dino. Meant in one game? I'm not sure if I have them all in one game. I transferred a bunch of them to Pokemon Home, so they're all in one place. But I don't know if I have them all in one game. Most of them are legendaries. You see, if you have over 100 shinies and most of them are legendaries, that's where I get skeptical. That's where it sounds like most of these Pokemon are probably hacked. They're probably like hacked Pokemon you got in Surprise Trade. That's what I think of when I hear I have over 100 shinies and most of them are legendaries. Yeah, no offense if you did hunt them all yourself, but that is where my mind goes. It's always a shiny hunter, but recent games have lacked really hard in that department and missed the radar. Yeah, I could understand that. Like, I dabbled in shiny hunting a bit when I was younger. But, you know, it didn't really interest me because there were more things I want to do, but now I just kind of see it as a way to pass time. Let me tell you how many shiny legendaries I have. I mean, you can if you want. Yeah, I have... Like, in terms of, like, shiny legendaries, there's the Celebi that was, like, a give... Like, there's Celebi that was given with the Zarude event. I have the Zeraora that was a Sword Shield event. And I have a Reshiram that I actually hunted for in Sword and Shield. Been recently trying to collect as many shiny fairy types as I can in Violet. Completely fair. Yeah, Violet, there's never been anything of, like, I specifically hunt for. I just kind of go around and see what I can manage to find. It's really like... Sword and Shield is where I had hunts that I would specifically look for something for. Because I did a Skorupi hunt, too. Make up for the Skorupi, that was the first shiny Chowny ever saw that I accidentally killed. Goodness, my throat is very scratchy right now, I don't know why. Yeah, I accidentally killed a shiny Skorupi when I was younger. So when I got into shiny hunting, I tried looking for a shiny Skorupi to make up for it. So I got one of those. And then I hunted a Minccino. I hunted, what else? I don't remember what else I specifically hunted for. I mean, there was the Reshiram, but you could barely call that a hunt. Yeah, Sailor was there for it, actually. On my birthday, I wanted to have, like, I want to do something special on my birthday for, like, a birthday stream, right? I didn't want to do the normal, just schedule for my birthday. So I was like, I'm going to shiny hunt my favorite Pokemon, Reshiram. And my luck was incredible. It was literally the second Reshiram I caught in Dynamax Adventures. It was the craziest shiny hunt luck I've ever had. It was, you know, it was a birthday present for sure. And I love that Reshiram with my life. With all my heart. My precious white dragon. And then immediately after getting the Nihilego, I went to go hunt for an Eevee and Ultra Moon. And we took about 15 SOS calls. Well, it was really apologizing to you, wasn't it? Yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, my birthday Reshiram. Got my favorite Pokemon shiny on my birthday. Second one that we caught. That was in a VC with Silk and Sailor. We were having a good time. It was a good stream overall. Yeah. The whole experience has made it my favorite shiny, despite the shiny not being, like, incredible. Because it's a very... Like, it's more of a subtle shiny, because shiny Reshiram is, you know, it's... Yes, I do. I know about all the Pokemon. Trust me, I know them all. Like, because shiny Reshiram, if you don't know what it looks like, it has red eyes instead of blue, gold rings, and then the fire. You know, when it uses, like, fusion flare and stuff, the fire on its, like, horns and tail and stuff becomes pink. Like a hot pink instead of orange. So it's not, like, super obvious. It's subtle, but because of, like, the whole experience of finding it, and the fact that Reshiram is already my favorite Pokemon, it has become my favorite shiny. Even though it wasn't previously, because I was like, man, this shiny is not as drastic as I would like, but it's grown on me. So my Sun cart. It's the only one I couldn't bring myself to donate, plus I had Ultra Moon Digi on my 3DS anyway. I still have all of my game cartridges, because I still play them. Yeah, completely understand not wanting to give it away, right? I don't know if I would ever be able to bring myself to give away any of those, like any of my Pokemon games. I'll probably keep them until, like, they no longer function. Nope, no, I did not mean to do that. Ah. We're gonna go ground. You're really going to have to level up this Larvitar. $500 hours in that game, mostly shiny living dex progress. See, I have not... Okay. For living dex, yes, I know there's a sandcastle. Child, I know about all the Pokemon, except maybe if there's some ones in the DLC I haven't seen yet. But other than that, I know about them all, my friend. I've been playing Pokemon for more than a decade now. I've been playing for a while now. It'd be very strange at this point if I did not know there was a Sandcastle Pokemon. I can absolutely respect the enthusiasm, though. The question reminds me of when I was, like, I very first played Pokemon, right? When I was 8 years old. And I made it past the first gym of Pokemon Black and White. And I was so excited. Okay, what do you want, Ditto? I mean, not Ditto, Dino. Or whatever you want. You are the Pokemon since your moveset. But, yeah, I first made it past the first gym in my first Pokemon game that my friend introduced me to, and I was so proud. And I saw all these, you know, new Pokemon, such as Roggenrola, and Woobat, and Blitzel, and Pidove, and I was so excited, and I was just like, you know, I was drawing all the Pokemon on those sheets of paper, like, have you seen this Pokemon? Have you seen this Pokemon? Have you seen this one? And she's all like, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that one. Yes, I've seen that one. And man, I was so excited though. There's nothing like playing a Pokemon game for the first time, you know nothing about Pokemon. This is a good experience. Reason why I donated my DS is because there was a child in foster care that really missed their stuff back home. It was all sold. I went to help. I know what that's like. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I've not personally known anyone in foster care. And my cousin was for like a short period of time. But no one who was in for like a longer length of time. I remember my first Black playthrough was Zebstrika is my favorite Pokemon to this day because of it. Oh, completely understand. I really like Zebstrika. It's not like favorite Pokemon tier, but I do really like it. See, I mentioned before wanting to see like a herd of Zebstrika like running around in an open world game. Like just imagine seeing that, them just running around, right? I would love that. Also, if I ever see any Unova Pokemon, considering, you know, those were my first Pokemon games, every time I see any Unova Pokemon in, like, the DLC, for instance, I get so hyped. Like, you should have seen my Sewaddle reaction to the Scarred Violet DLC. I saw Sewaddle, I was like, Sewaddle! Very much a soft spot in my heart for Gen 5, and I swear if they mess up the DLC, I'm gonna be so upset. And not the DLC, like, the remakes. Like, they better do, like, well with those remakes, right? The DLC might have that. I'm really excited for it. Yeah! I would love to see them running around. I mean, knowing how Scarvite is, though, I imagine that they'll probably be mostly, like, still in one place, not really moving anywhere. Because, you know, there's not really any Pokemon that you just see running across, like, the land. Unfortunately. But I would love to see that. I don't think that they're going to. I think that they're just gonna have, like, Zebstrika that just kind of just stand in one general location, don't really move a whole lot, like how most Pokemon are. But I would love to see her just running. We love Gen 5's limited 3D, it's so charming. Yeah, I love Gen 5. You know, it has the most nostalgia for me. It's my first game. I love all the Pokemon from it, even the less popular ones like Trubbish. You know, I enjoy it. See, I really hope that the remakes, you know, seeing that they tend to make remakes and that'd be the next ones up. I really, really genuinely hope that they do Black and White justice. Whatever they decide to do with it. I hope that it doesn't come in as, like, a super buggy mess like Scarlet and Violet was. I want it to be good, you know? I want it to be something I'm happy with. Something I could look at it and be like, yeah, this is a game that I'm fine playing with over the originals, you know? I really hope. There's a big hope. Oh no, I would also rather they do a Legends game. But, you know, unfortunately that's not like a super realistic thing to want knowing Pokemon. I would love that. I would love to have like a Legends Kyurem with like the... I would love to have like the original dragon, or maybe like play around in the time where they're, you know, the princes and they had the war and then like the region burned or something like that. I would love to see that, don't get me wrong. But I know that the way they are, they're probably just gonna do a normal remake, and if they do that, I hope that it's good. But I would absolutely love to see like a Legends Kyurem. I would be so hyped for that. We'll just have to see though. Which I won both. I won Legends Unova for the people who enjoy Legends Arceus, and a BDSP style remaster for people like me who prefer isometric Pokemon. Completely fair. Yeah, I would love a Legends Arceus style game. Also, like, partially too. Why'd I go auto? I don't know why I went auto. I'm used to doing the training now. I would love to, you know, see that to explore, like, the lore of Unova more, you know? Yeah, I really enjoyed Legends Arceus, but also, part of that would be I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. And a lot of the gameplay mechanics were reminiscent of Monster Hunter, but with Pokemon, so I was all there for it. Huge Monster Hunter fan here. I just don't do it on the channel as much anymore. Yes, I do know about it, Dino. Dino, buddy. You could assume that I know about pretty much every Pokemon. I do appreciate the excitement, though. Bonk. Let's see, what do we have here? Right side chasm. I have played through some of the DLC, but not all of it yet, so I'm still avoiding spoilers. Kind of problem with open world, I get scared too easy. That makes sense. I can understand that. Yeah, I meanwhile, big fan of Monster Hunter, so the Legends Arceus style very much appealed to me. There we go. Do I know about PM7? Yes, I do know about PM7. I am familiar. Alright, let's see who gets the rainbow gummies and stuff. Yeah, I know about... I would say I know about most Pokemon YouTubers. I'm way more in that space than I would be in, like, the... Say, Yes, I do know the memes. I know a lot more about Pokemon YouTubers than I do, like, Roblox YouTubers, for instance. Because I am more interested in Pokemon content than I am in Roblox content. Which would make sense, considering Roblox content's generally more themed for kids, whereas Pokemon is more of, like, an all-ages sort of thing. Generally speaking. What I do find amusing is that due to the fact that the Blueberry Academy is in Unova, it will essentially have the ability to travel between what's essentially the Pokemon world's version of Spain and New York and instant. Yeah. Do you know more than me, Dino? Considering you did not know if I knew about PM7 at all, or, like, Ursaluna, that's a bold claim to make, sir. Yeah, it really is, isn't it? Sir or ma'am, I don't know. But that is a bold claim to make, I would say. Let's try to guess a Pokemon? Okay. I'm down. I've been challenged. Someone try to give us clues about the Pokemon. Oh boy. Challenge accepted. The main downside is that there's a bit of a delay between when I respond to chat and when you see it. Mischievous, pinkish purplish, has a blue shiny. Mischievous, pinkish purplish. Mischievous, I'm already thinking of a fairy type. Is it Morgrim? Or at least, this strikes me as something in the Impidimp line. Is it Morgrim? Like, I would think it's either Impidimp or Morgrim. It's not Grimmsnarl, because Grimmsnarl's not pinkish purplish. It's a ghost. It is in fact an Impidimp line. Is it Impidimp? Is it Impidimp? Ha! Yeah, Impidimp is definitely not a ghost, though. Can I look up a Pokemon guess? I mean, I could. I don't know if there's, like, any real, like, sites for it. But I feel like if you look it up online, most of what you're gonna get is like a silhouette and like a, you know, who's that Pokemon sort of thing, which is way too easy. Like, I could tell by like a silhouette, you know? Look at a Pokemon guest video. I'm not going to look up a video on stream. Because, I don't know. I feel like personally, it might be a bit rude for me to watch other people's YouTube videos on stream. It's almost in like the reaction kind of category. So unless I get like express permission from like the YouTuber in question, I will not do that. Brown is part of a 3-stage event. His name sounds like a beverage. Brown, 3-stage beverage. Beverage is strange. That is a... Huh. Brown, 3-stage. Like, the first brown 3-stage Pokemon I'm thinking of is Lillipup, but none of those sound like a beverage. Brown 3-stage. There's the Teddy Ursuline, but that's not a beverage. Huh. I'm glad you like Pokemon Who Knows. Celeste? What are you talking about? Yeah, most of what I think of when I think of, like, brown is normal types, but you could also think of ground types. Man. Brown 3-stage. Ah, Stoutland. Sounds like it'd be a stout beer brand. Ah, I see, I see. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't normally think of that as like a beverage. But also, to be fair, I do not drink. And first of all, I'm too young to. And second of all, I have no interest in it. It's a Stoutland. Mighty far-fetched. Great. It's So I mean, glad to see that like my first thoughts were on the right track at least. I'm still in school. I am in school depending on what you define as school. You define paying to learn stuff that you use in, like, a career, then yes. But I'm not in, like, high school or, like, a traditional college. And I am 20, so I'm, like, half a year too young to drink. Where I am currently. Yeah, I trust that Gus has got this. I'm always so much older than people in chat. 25 is a weird age to still be into Pokemon, I guess. I don't think so. I don't think that's a weird age to still be into Pokemon. I'll probably still be into Pokemon at 25. And I know that, like, Lids, who made the Forever Lock challenge, which I am doing, she's, like, 29, I think? See, I don't think it's weird at all. Want to be a paleontologist? That sounds cool. Some people have spent years trying to get a Pokemon. Yeah? I think, like, what? Shiny Jirachi would probably be one that takes a long time. Oh, and same with, like, if you're trying to get, like, a shiny authentic Sinistea. That could take years. So those two definitely are the main ones I think of, like, taking a long time. Paleontology's awesome. Hope you get to be a paleontologist someday. Yeah. I really wish you the best of luck in pursuing that. Can you name one of the Pokemon after my girlfriend? I mean, I'm probably not going to unless she shows up in chat, you know? I like to name them after people who are directly in chat. To kind of represent the people who are here supporting the community, the stream, whatever. So probably not, unless she shows up. You know, I hope you understand that. Yeah, I mean, well, have been trying to get into transcribing. Which, for those in chat who may be unfamiliar, I know I've explained it a few times because that's what I've been trying to do recently. Ooh, another one to guess. Pokemon can potentially be found in the wild at level 100. It's the first stage. It's Magikarp. It's Magikarp. It's Magikarp. Magikarp! I know that one. Level 100 wild Magikarp. But, yeah, for those who are unfamiliar with, transcribing, it's basically... Well, what I'm going into specifically is legal transcription. So that's when, you know, the transcribers are the people who hear the court case and they, like, type down everything that's said, like, in a document, right? Okay, you could make that argument, Dino, but I said it before your message was in chat. It's just you didn't see it because of the stream delay. Stream delay. So yeah, you typed it in chat before it came to you due to stream delay, but I said it before you typed it in chat. What is a good chunk of like a few seconds? It's like... Here. I'm gonna type a message in chat, and I'm gonna say 1 the moment I typed it, alright? 3, 2, 1, 1. So however long it takes you to hear one, that's how long the stream delay is. I want to be an animal researcher. Specifically, I want to be a researcher that specializes in studying the social behaviors of animals. Oh, that's cool. I've always loved animals, but I never... Okay, I wouldn't say never. I did want to work with animals when I was younger, but as I got older, that was something I wanted to do less. A good chunk of fuse. Yeah, it does take a little bit. So yeah, there is definitely stream delay. That stream sure is delayed. Yep. There is indeed stream delay. Why don't you open the stream on a different... What do you mean, why don't I open stream on a different device? I see it real time. Look, okay, to explain it, I see chats the moment... Like, pretty much the moment you send things in chat, right? I see it the same time you see it. However, I respond to it, and that stuff has to go through the internet to show on stream, and that takes a few seconds. So it's gonna make no difference if I open up stream on a different device. There's gonna be zero difference if I do that. Yes, I see chat the moment you see chat. However, you don't see my response until a few seconds later. Not too sure what I want my career to be yet. I'm interested in theater, but human psychology has also recently piqued my interest a bit. Completely fair. I knew that when I was, like, when I was super younger, I wanted to be a veterinarian. And then I wanted to be a zookeeper, because I loved animals, right? And then... let's see. After that, I wanted to be an author because I love writing, and that's what I wanted to be for the longest time. But I knew that wouldn't be a stable source of income, so then I wanted... Well, I didn't really want to be a teacher, it's just that's the thing that I could probably get into the easiest because I was pretty good academically. It's Team Emberia, which is a reference to the Emberian Empire, which I'm making for the community. So yeah, I wanted to... I didn't want to be a teacher, but I was going to go into teaching, but I really didn't want to do that. But I had a YouTube channel that I was starting to get monetized. I was like, I'm going to try that for a bit. But it's also not the most stable source of income. Because like some months I get paid, other months there's nothing, nada. I've been able to pay rent and stuff, but I wanted to get something that's more reliable. But also because I'm super introverted, I want to do something that I could, you know, do from home. And so that's when I started pursuing transcribing. Which doesn't sound super interesting to most people, I imagine. You know, just like listening to court cases and writing everything down. But from like the stuff I had to do for applications and interviews and stuff, I think it's super interesting. So I think it's something that I would actually enjoy. It's not really a job that I would initially think of like, oh yeah, that's the thing I want to do. But now that I've tried it out a bit, I actually really enjoy it. So that's what I'm going... Well, that's what I am pursuing, and that's what I'm taking a course for. So I'm taking a course to get, you know, certified in it, and then after I do that, like I mentioned before, I'll be moved on to training alongside another person, and then doing more stuff, and then eventually having an actual job doing it. Right. No, not you, Javi. You're the highest level member here. You do not need that. Very nice, Dino. Yeah, see, despite being super introverted, like, I'm introverted to the point where, like, phone calls and stuff, they make me anxious. I absolutely hate phone calls. I don't like talking to people, like, in person. Zero. But for some reason, like, YouTube is I don't know how to explain, but it's different. Like, YouTube, like, streaming and stuff, it does not make me anxious or anything. Like, I'm perfectly calm, chill doing that. Again, don't know why. It's just, it is how it is. And so, because I didn't get all nervous doing that, I was like, you know, this would be something that I could probably pursue, at least somewhat. So like that was like the biggest challenge for me to actually pursue a job just because I'm so introverted. And I hate talking to people so much. Like going through the process of like applying, interviewing, all that was very nerve-wracking. So I'm very glad that I was able to get, you know, as far as I was able to. I don't have any jobs in Tinywood, so I'm not gonna bother with it. If you had one job there, I would, but... eh. Because it makes me feel icky and I'm also a streamer. Just am awkward because I ramble on so often. Completely fair. Yeah, phone calls are a no. There's something different about streaming. And part of it's probably that you don't hear their voice. You just see them in chat. So that's probably part of it. And also there's another part where it's like, if they're sticking around, you know that they're probably actually interested in what you're doing and what you have to say. And like, they probably don't, you know, not want to talk to you. So I guess that's also part of it, right? Like if people are there, they probably are at least somewhat interested in hearing what you have to say. Whereas if I'm talking to people in person, I worry it's like, if I ramble on about this, do they actually, like, secretly want me to shut up? You know? It's like, what if they're just annoyed but too nice to say something? So I get worried about that. So that was also part of why I was like, I'm just gonna pursue streaming for a little bit, see how that goes. And then, you know, if that doesn't work out as well as I would like in like a couple years or so, then I move on. And do something else. There, actually, not Bread, Hyper, we should probably have you stay with us. I would rather we all stick together in Mount Freeze. Yeah, let's go together. Hello, Seal. Other thing, I mean, I guess the same thing is true with, like, VCs in my own Discord server. Because, again, I know that people are there most likely because they have some interest in what I'm doing. And, like, don't despise me. Hello, Hyper. How are you doing? And welcome. Yes, you are, in fact, on the team currently. Going through Mount Freeze, still leveling up some. I can also, about what you were talking about, Marigold, like, feeling awkward when we were streaming and stuff, I completely get that. I think that's probably how I was, like, near the beginning of when I started streaming. Like, I did normal videos for a bit before I streamed. And then I started streaming. Because I was... I don't know. I don't really remember exactly what inspired me to start streaming. I just... did one day. Oh wait, I forgot that we had a request here. But yeah, back when I first started streaming though, since I was so unfamiliar with it at the time, you know, I didn't have the confidence in myself that I do now. There was also the fact that, I had depression at the time that was not yet diagnosed, that I did not yet have, like, medicine for. So that was, like, a kind of hindrance at the time. But now that, you know, I've gotten, like, my mental stuff together, the mental situation, that has worked out better for me, and I've gotten more confident and more comfortable with streaming, really more comfortable talking to people. Like, if a raid comes in, I'm less likely now to just get super nervous. I don't know, it's gotten better over time. Which does make sense. Like, that's always what you hear when, like, other YouTubers, like, bigger YouTubers are talking about getting into it. So you'll get used to it over time, you'll find out what you're doing, you'll get more confident. Streaming's fun for me, because I have autism, and so I really enjoy having an outlet to ramble about my special interests. People come in and listen, but to me it's more for my own sanity. Oh, that's completely fair. You see, I love rambling about things I'm interested in. There are a few things I have a lot of interest in that I love rambling about, but it kind of feels like people in person, right, are not as interested in it. It's like, I could talk to my brother about things, but he's going to be tuning me out half the time. Because, you know, they do not have the same interests as me, and that's completely fine, completely understandable. But man, I love just rambling on and on about, like, YouTube and Pokemon and Monster Hunter and, like, whatever I'm currently pursuing, whatever I'm currently interested in. Sure, you can name me as one of your Pokemon if you would like. And also, the teams, you can be on the team, but just know that it is randomized from everyone. So that way everyone has equal chance of being on the team. That's how I do it. So I'm not gonna, like, go out of my way to put you on the team, for instance. It's like, you'll join if you happen to join. And I'm gonna swap out a few of these tiny apples for orange berries. Because I think in the long run, orange berries are probably gonna be more useful. The tiny apples I mostly just keep to give to Pokemon who have passed out. You see, the other day I was rambling to my mother about the Teomastosi and my analysis on some things, and she just kept nodding because she didn't understand a word I was saying. Completely fair. Here I was undiagnosed. I had a super obsessive hyperfixation on Steven Universe. That school I had no friends. Oh no. Yeah, like I mentioned, I had undiagnosed depression for a while. And I will say that even though it's not like, you know, I don't have autism, so I can't really relate to just having a place to, like, ramble about hyperfixations. But, like, YouTube has also been something that has been helpful for, like, my own mental health. Because, you know, with depression, there were a lot of times where I would feel like, you know, I didn't really matter, that, you know, I would kind of doubt, like, what if all of my friends, like, don't really want to be my friends and they all just want me to shut up and not talk to me, you know? Like, what if, you know, they all just want me to go away? Or what if nobody wants to hear what I have to say? You know, what if I don't matter to anyone? What if? Because thoughts just go like that. But, like, being on YouTube and stuff, especially as I've grown as a streamer, there's, you know, people who, like, hours before the stream even starts, there'll be people in chat who are, like, excited to be there, or, you know, people will be like, woo, Ember stream, I'm so excited. Or, like, I'll mention, hey, I'm probably gonna be gone, you know, more, streaming less, because, you know, I'm trying to get a job, and they'll be like, how dare you? So, it's been super great, because, you know, these people, like, you guys don't have any obligation to be here. Like, you could always just leave, but seeing that there's, you know, people who, you know, look forward to, like, seeing streams and stuff has definitely helped with that, because, like, you know what? Even if I have doubts, there are people who do look forward to seeing stuff that I make, that I do, and that makes me happy. So that definitely helped, you know, me somewhat. get that depression's off. I had clinical depression for years when I was still in school. I could get into how I was on antidepressants throughout the years, but I'll spare you. Yeah. I get it. See, that was something I struggled with as well, but you know, streaming and stuff. And, you know, there have been some bad eggs here and there, but for the most part, people have been very kind and supportive, and it's definitely helped me feel like, you know what? Things are going well. Like, I can keep going. I have things to go for. Because, like, you know, there have been times where it'd be a streaming day, and I'd just be like, man, I really feel like just laying in bed all day and not doing anything. And technically, there's nothing stopping me from doing that, but it's like, you know what? No, I could, you know, people are expecting a stream today. I'm going to do my best, pull myself together, we're gonna stream, we're gonna have a good time. You know, we're gonna do the best we can. And, you know, as I stream, it's like, well, you know, things get better. I'm happier when I'm streaming. I'm doing, you know, I'm playing games I enjoy. I'm talking to people who are generally positive, so it's very nice. It's just given me a reason to, like, get up out of bed and, you know, do stuff. Even on days I really do not feel like it. Because I know it brightens my day, and I hope that, you know, it makes other people happy. Why do we have glasses? Sorry if it's rude for asking. I have glasses because my eyesight sucks. It's not rude for asking, don't worry. Yeah, I'm very, very nearsighted. If I take off my glasses, everything is blurry. Art is my outlet. I drew every single day, all the time. It kept me going. Had a goal, and that goal was to be a creator of content myself I would watch. Oh, that's nice. You see, my main outlet was not YouTube. Not at the time. Because, okay, you know, when I was younger, when I was in school, I was not allowed to do YouTube. Because, you know, I had parents who were like, hey, the internet's dangerous. You can be on the internet and you could watch stuff, but we'd really rather, you know, you not, like, put yourself out there. Which was completely fine, completely understandable, yeah? Like, I got it. But I wasn't allowed to be a YouTuber at the time. So my outlet at the time was writing. I would write stories. And so a lot of the stories, looking back, like, a lot of people looking at it would be like, oh, look, it's just edgy for the sake of being edgy. But that's not really the case. Like, sure, there ended up being, like, a lot of stuff in it that was not particularly, like, child-friendly, right? There was stuff that I'd be like, man, I would not want to show this to people because they are gonna be like, Ember, something is wrong with you. But it was dark because it was a way I kind of expressed, you know, like, I dealt with feelings and emotions and thoughts and stuff. So it was an outlet there. My parents were a lot older than most. They never even knew how dangerous the internet was. It was a blessing and a curse. You see, my father, exact opposite. He works in IT. And he himself is a streamer. At times. So yeah, he definitely knows. I'm very grateful for him, though. But, yeah, so I used writing to deal with that stuff back then. And, you know, so I'd write stories, like, on my phone or whatever, in journals. And a lot of times, the content of those stories would be a lot darker. And not stuff that I would share, like, online. But it was dark with a purpose, because it was like this time dealing with thoughts and feelings I'm having at the time that I, you know, don't currently know how to deal with otherwise. And a lot of times expressing how I was feeling through other characters was, it was a good way to go through things, but looking back at it, it's like, huh, it's kind of interesting because even though it wasn't like I'm actively trying to represent things like this at the time, it's like, yeah, you could see how this is very much a metaphor for how, like, depression is, right? Because I could be like, oh yeah, this character is, like, representative of myself, this character is representative of, like, negative thoughts, this one is, like, representative of, like, negative things, like, outside of my own control. Things I have no control over that make things worse. But yeah, it's definitely dark. Tell me about it. One time a teacher stole my sketchbooks. How many bloody violent drawings there were. And called the counselor on me. Oh. Yeah, okay, I was also very much an arts kid. So, because I wrote, I would often write things that... well, draw things that I wrote about. And most of them were pretty tame parts of the story, right? They weren't particularly violent. There was a drawing, however, that was very, very bloody and violent. And also, hello, Cheese, welcome. I did see you. I was just in the middle of talking. But, it was very, very violent. Very dark. That drawing, I did not share. Okay, I shared with like 2 people. But yeah. Like nowadays I'd be more comfortable sharing it. Like now that, you know, I've been diagnosed, I have been on antidepressants for a bit. You know, I've gotten better, I'm in a better place. Like overall, you know, there's still some hiccups here and there. But for the most part, I'm in a better place than I was then. So now I'd be more comfortable with sharing that with people. Because I'm more open with, like, what I did back then. And about everything. But, yeah. There were definitely some drawings where I was like, let's not. I was very much like, this is my OC. Kiva Fang, and he's a god, and he's super protective, and can kill anyone who hurts people he loves, and he's super cool, and everyone loves him, kid. Completely fair. My characters... I had similar things, but... like, I don't think... it was the sort of thing where every single one of my characters, they all had at least some darkness in their backstory. They all had stuff that they went through. And then... you know, it was a mixture, because, okay, I didn't just have the 3 characters I mentioned that I can say are easily metaphors. There were more characters. There are more things where it's like, this is the kind of person I want to be. Like, I had a character who, like, she was very, like, quiet and peaceful, but she was very, like, mature and responsible. And she went through crap, but she was still able to be super optimistic, which is definitely not how I was at the time. That's, you know, kind of what I wanted to be. I don't think any of my characters are self-inserts exactly. It's just all of my characters, like, they will have some similarities with me in a sense, because it is really hard to write characters that have nothing in common with you. Like, you generally want to... like, write characters that you can at least relate to on some level. So all my characters were kind of like that, but there weren't any characters that were like, this is basically exactly like me. Or this is how I see myself. It was just, I use these characters to express different things. Usually, you know, either in one character or across multiple. Yeah, you absolutely can, Dino. But, yeah, I had some super powerful characters. Like, okay, the character that sounds closest to your Kiba Fang example is the one that was like, this character is kind of representative of myself. Because he was, you know, a very, like, quiet, loner sort of character who's gone through a bunch of terrible things I put him through over the course of the story. He's, you know, been through hell and back sort of character. And he was very much depressed. He kind of... like, he never really saw that things were going to end well. He would try to have hope whenever things were looking good, but things would always come crashing down. And it just happened over and over in cycles of he thinks things are going to be okay, but things are awful again. And he was a super powerful character, and he wanted to use that power to help others, right? But he couldn't help he wanted to help everybody, but of course it's impossible to help everybody. But he would blame himself for, you know, not helping others. Even though, like, you cannot reasonably be expected to help everybody in the world and make it a perfect place. But he would blame himself for not being able to make things that way, even though that was completely unrealistic. And he knew that, but he couldn't help it. This is why all my characters are super gay and often non-gendered and neurodivergent nowadays, because that's who I am, basically. I can relate because that's me. You're completely fair. Cringe culture is dead. Make characters you enjoy relate to, and don't feel bad. Oh yeah, no. I don't feel bad about it. It's just like it's just the content of the story where it's like I probably wouldn't share these like on YouTube in detail. Just cause it's like I like to keep my channel more family friendly generally, and the content of the stories were definitely not. So, you know, I definitely feel no disdain to any of my characters. I still really like them all. I still sometimes go back and write some stuff for them, but, you know, definitely not as much as I used to because, thankfully, I don't need to anymore. I do not know what Dragon Puppets is, no. But yeah. I'm just very glad I was able to use writing as a sort of outlet. And I think, really, I always did. I just never really realized it until I got older. Because my stories, even since I was like in 3rd grade, right? They were always kind of like, an adult would probably read this and think, is this kid okay? But you know, it was just what I did. Yeah, characters now though, that I make, because I make different things for different stories. And I like role-playing with friends these days. Because I like, you know, being able to engage with other people. So characters I have now are definitely a lot more diverse than what they used to be. They do still usually have kind of darker backstories, just because that's just what I do. And that's just how I represent things. Because, you know, growing up, I definitely did not have the best childhood experience. It wasn't as worse. It wasn't as worse. It wasn't as bad as, like, other people I know, for sure. But, like, it was definitely something that I could be like, yeah, I can realize that this was not great. You know, this was not a great period of my life all around. So I often kind of use darker backstories of my own characters because that is something I can relate to on some level. Even if I tend to put my characters through a lot worse situations than I do. But yeah, they're more... like, definitely not all super I'm depressed all the time kind of characters I used to have anymore. But definitely more, diverse. I've had characters of, like, all sorts of gender identities. Like, I've had a non-binary character. I've had male and female characters. You see, I would consider myself female, was born female, always have been. Though I am also very comfortable with like he, him pronouns and characters and kind of representing myself in a more masculine fashion. So I mean, I guess very like tomboyish sort of person. Yeah, I've had non-binary characters. I have male characters, female characters. Recently, I've been making like a university setting for like a little roleplay I want to do with friends because I wanted to get back into roleplay since that's something I really enjoyed for a bit. But yeah, there I was trying to make like more characters that kind of go against like the gender norms. Definitely. There was also like a period of my life where I was like, am I bi-gender maybe? Since, you know, I related with both like male and female like things. Like I generally like to have, you know, longer hair, which is more feminine. I generally, like I like wearing dresses at times. But also like, I very much like, you know, gaming. I don't really like showing, I don't really like super revealing fashion personally. And there were times I've been interested in like, say, shorter haircuts. So I don't know, but I don't, after more thought, I don't think I am. It was just like, I'm gonna question this for a bit. You know, now that I know more about this. How do you swap team members in a dungeon? You don't swap team members in a dungeon. That is not something you do. I used to really hate my old characters though. I realize there's stages of mental growth. First you grow out of it, then you cringe it, then you start to understand and accept it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a time. Did I ever dislike any of my old characters? I mean, there are times where I was like, I don't know if I'd be super proud of this today, because I had, you know, like a big warrior cats phase, for instance. So I had like warrior cat dragons, which I don't know if I'd go around parading today, but it's just, you know, what I was interested in, and I was a child. How do you control a different one? The plus sign. Yeah, just press plus. Now warp trap. Oh, it broke. So I guess we don't particularly care about that warp trap. Hello there, Sir Skit. You can have Tiny Apple. I'm genderqueer and my partner is agender. We both joke all the time about how we're just two nondescript entities in love. Oh, I love that for you. Yeah, I definitely had like a I'm questioning my gender identity moment, but in the end I was like, yeah, I think that I can confidently say that I'm a woman. I just have more masculine interests than is generally assigned to women. If that makes sense. And like, you know, I'm not into like makeup or a lot of more revealing fashion. Like how it is, you know, stereotypically associated with women. But I think I'm a woman. I would never get over my warrior cat's face. I gave up hoping to grow out of it in college. Completely fair. But, oh, great. I'm gonna chomp on Oranberry here. However, there has been, like, a realization. Like, first of all, growing up, I never really, like, experienced crushes, for instance. So, like, people I didn't know, right? Like, if I wasn't friends with them, I had no interest, right? And a lot of my friends happens to be guys. But, you know, after I grew a closer friendship with them, then I started to be like, man, I kind of have a crush on this guy. So now that I learned that demi is a term, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that checks out, right? Completely fair, Marigold. But, yeah, so I was like, oh, demi is a thing that exists, so I guess I'm demisexual. So for the longest time, I was like, well, not the longest time, but for a while now, I've known that that's what, like, how I identify. Because, like, oh, that checks out, because, like, you'd hear people talking about crushes where it's like, they see a person's like, oh, they're attractive, I totally want to date them, and they don't even really, like, know each other that much. And I never really got that, personally. It was just only whenever I was friends with people already. Well, my friends are guys, for the most part. So I only really had that experience with guys. But then I realized, wait, yo, there was this time when, like, I told my friend, who was also a woman, well, girl at the time because we were kids, yo, I just told her I loved her, and then I got all flustered and was like, wait, no, like, as a friend, wait. It's like, young Ember, you might want to think about that a bit more. So when I thought more about that as I was older, I was like, wait a moment. Just wait a moment. I might not be straight. And that's how I got to where I am. Lots of just looking back at things like, huh. Yeah, it's just been really interesting to try and, like, figure out who you are as you grow older. Yeah, I've never personally felt like dysphoria at any feminine pronouns, so I can't relate to gender dysphoria, unfortunately. Or I guess fortunately, depending on how you look at it. Like, I can't relate, you know, personally. But I can completely understand it. Yeah, I was more like a, you know, I really like things that would generally not be associated with girls. But also, back when I... yeah, I've been having a crush on my super girly best friend. Huh, woman, neat. Completely fair. But, let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah, no dysphoria at feminine pronouns, like she, her, but... Okay, so, for context, I did karate for a bit, right? So, I was in martial arts, rose up through the ranks. I'm actually a black belt. It's not something that I mention a whole lot, but yeah, random fact about my life, I'm a black belt in karate. So, as a black belt, or at least any of the advanced belts really, sometimes you would like lead class in warm-ups, or you would like teach some of the lower belts, like the basics, while the instructors would teach like the more complex stuff to the higher ranking people. But you know, if you're a higher ranking person yourself, you already know the basic stuff, so you could teach it to them. You know, help out with that kind of thing. Then after a while, you know, I did that for a long time, and then after a while I was hired to be an assistant karate instructor, which may as well have just been straight up normal karate instructor, because I taught classes on my own all the time. But there would be moments where, you know, most of the instructors were dudes, as you would probably expect in martial arts, right? So the students, there'd be some times where they'd like accidentally say yes sir to me, and then they'd like immediately apologize. I'm like, no, you are fine. And like, in fact, there's a part of me that kind of enjoyed it. Even though I don't normally go by them. It's like, huh. Like, actually, I'm not against it at all. So just completely random things that just occurred to me growing up. Right. However, what I think is personally strange about my own experience is, though I'm fine with like she, her, he, him, for some reason I don't really like they, them that much. Even though, like, of course, obviously if people don't know me, that's perfectly fine. It's just like, if you do know me and what I normally go by, I don't really like they, them that much. That's just like personal preference sort of thing. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Also, one thing, because like back when I was younger, I'd read a bunch of stuff. Like I saw some people, it's like, oh, these people use like both of these pronouns. Well, they decided to like alternate between pronouns like every sentence. And it's like, yeah, they do use both sets, right? But I find it super annoying if you're like alternating which one you're you decide to use for that person, like, every sentence. It's like, just pick one that they're okay with and stick with it. But that's just my personal opinion. Like, for instance, if somebody was, like, referring to me and they kept alternating between she and he, like, every sentence, that would annoy me. Just pick one, stick with it. I don't care which one, but pick one. Alright. 2 more accuracy drinks. Right, one for Dinah. I'm gonna date them for strangers or friends, but I feel different about my close friends or partner. They can call me anything but she, her. Completely fair. Just whatever you feel comfortable with. Yeah, for me personally, it's either she, her, he, him. But pick one and stick with it. Don't just alternate between them. Alright. Oh wait, this one. Love getting the iron toe accuracy up some. Let's see. One more. Right, and Thorn. Yo, what's really helped with, like, me kind of figuring out where I stand on everything is I have a cousin, Thorn here, actually, who is also one of the moderators on the channel, who is, a gender-fluid pansexual who was all into helping me figure things out. So very grateful to them for that. Very glad that I was able to have them talk to. Also, like, it's never been something I've been super vocal about with, like, family and stuff because, okay, so I've been fortunate enough to have a family who is generally pretty accepting. Like, I have a younger brother. He's the exception. That's where I'm going with this. I have a younger brother who is very, like, homophobic, transphobic, not great. And he's the kind of kid who would use gay as an insult. If you get the vibe. He's the sort of kid who's in voice chat throwing around you're gay and you should go die and all that random crap. He's that one toxic kid in voice chats. That's who my younger brother is. So he... Pronouns are normal. So because I'm in a very southern part of the States and... I'm just like, so you're openly a jerk, gotcha. Yeah. But, so yeah, I have a younger brother who's super not great. And he called my stepbrother gay as an insult. And then my stepmom was just like, and so what if he was? Like, he's, like, even if he was. Which, so far, there's no, like... I'm gonna fight the boss and everyone's at 31. It's like, you know... Even if he was, it literally does not matter. And my parents, you know... The parents I live with, to specify. Not biological mom. She's another story. But the parents I live with, they are fine with it. It's like, it's all about feeling comfortable with who you are. It's none of our business, you know, like, who you date, what you want to be called. So I'm fortunate for that, but because I live in that same house as, like, my brother, right? I don't want to be super open about it because I know that if my younger brother, like, found out, he would make a big deal out of it, and it's like, it's not worth it. It's like, they can know if I come home with a girlfriend, right? Otherwise, it does not matter. It's not worth the hassle. Like, on Discord, my pronouns are listed as she, her, he, him. And that kid, he just DM'd me, he's like, are you a boy? It's like, no, I'm fine with it. And even if I was, it's none of your business. Just respect, please. Yeah, that kid. Like, I've tried talking to him some, but some people just don't. They just don't listen. I think that a lot of it is he's scared that if he's accepting of it, he'll be bullied for it. That's what it seems like to me. But yeah. It doesn't help that he does play a lot of games where being in a VC with like homophobic, transphobic, racist even people is common. And because he's in that environment a lot, he might think that maybe if he's accepting of it, he will be like made a target, which I can understand, but then he's just become what he's scared of, you know? If that is the case, which it does seem to be. But I tried talking to him, and sometimes he seems receptive of it, and then other times he's just a brick wall. Baby strong, my family, unfortunately. I still live with them because I take care of them, but man, if I didn't have an obligation. Oh, I feel that. Completely understandable. Stuff like Fortnite and PUBG. Yes, that is the kind of stuff he plays. He's played Fortnite, he's played PUBG. Recently he's been playing like... Well, he plays like Roblox, he plays Gorilla Tag. That sort of stuff. So yeah, he's that kid. Like everyone else in the family... I would say, like, my stepmom, okay, from most accepting to least accepting, my stepbrother would be the most accepting. Like, he thinks that some stuff goes a bit far, but he thinks, you know, generally it's all completely normal and fine. And then, like, my stepmom is a sort of, like, I don't really get all of it, but I understand and do what you want to do, right? You just missed us talking about, like, LGBT stuff. Pretty much. But not a whole lot. And then, like, my dad... I don't know. His opinions are always kind of hard to gauge, but from what I know, he's like, I'm fine with it. But, like, some of that stuff's weird to me. You know? But, like, I'm just grateful that they are not, like, outright against it, you know? Very nice. It's nice that we've been able to have a nice community here for all of you guys. Yeah, so it's like, I feel like I could, you know, like I could come out to my parents and they'd be fine with everything, right? It's just my brother that I'm like, this isn't worth it, you know? Because he's already a pain as it is. Because he's already very much of like a, I'm going to tell you to die sort of kid. And I'm going to make fun of you for like literally everything. And, oh my goodness, okay. So there's one time, somewhat recently, right, where I was going through like a bit of a fallout with a close friend I had, right? They were a super close friend, like I trusted that person more than any other person I knew at the time. Like they were the person I would go to first whenever like I was dealing with things, or I was like excited about things, you know, that kind of friends, right? Like best friend. But we had gone through a bit of a falling out. Like a friendship fell apart because there was a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of hurtful things were said on their part. And to clarify, me and that friend were on friendly terms now, but we definitely went from like being best friends to like acquaintances in a very short time. And of course at the time I was very, very upset about it, right? Because I had just lost my closest friend. And so I was like, you know what? My family is inviting me to go out to eat dinner with them. So maybe if I, you know, spend time with family, I go ahead and, you know, eat some food, have a good time, you know, it might cheer me up some. Like, I really like this restaurant that we went to. They served some of my favorite foods. It's the kind of restaurant where I'd like almost always go if I was invited, right? So it's like, yeah, I'll go and we'll see. Things will probably get better, right? But that one brother came. And that brother... Well, okay, first of all, a lot of stuff happened. So, I was the first one to get to the restaurant. So I opened the door for everyone, because that's just the polite thing to do. You get to the door first, there's people behind you, you open the door for them. That is the nice thing to do. That's the polite thing to do. So I opened the door for everyone. Everyone went in. Normal. Except my brother. Because he refuses to go through the door if I'm holding it. I'm not sure of the exact reason. But my assumption, based on how he is that it's because I'm a woman. So I was like, just go through the door. And he would not go through the door. So, literally, my dad had to open the door for him because he would refuse to go through a door that I was holding for him. Just go through the dark door. Just walk through the door. It's not that hard. It's a door. Just... Oh my gosh, everyone's waiting for you, dude. It's just a door. It's not gonna make you any less masculine if you go through a door. Oh my gosh. So yeah. And then... we got in the restaurant, sat down at the table, and that brother, he was just like... he immediately went on like, what's going on with you and your friend? Your friend told me you hurt him, and I was just like... we're fine now. Everything's resolved. He's like, everything's your fault. And it was just, oh my gosh. Ever wish that you could just punch them in the face? No, I'm not a very violent person. There's just sometimes I wish that I could remove them from the situation. It's like, live somewhere else, child. But yeah. So yeah, they were all like, everything that you're upset about, it's all your fault. I'm not gonna go through this door because there are women holding it open for me. I'm going to make fun of how you look. The entire dinner, he was like that. And there was a point where, like, my parents, my stepmom in particular, because my stepmom is a wonderful person, she was like, hey, stop. It's none of your business. Like, that's business between Ember and their friend, right? That's not your business. Like, oh, but it is my business because the friend DM'd me. It's like, no, it is not your business because that is between, all that stuff is stuff that's up for Ember and her friend to resolve. Oh my goodness. That kid. So yeah, if you ever wonder why my brother is banned from my Discords and my YouTube channel, that is why. He used to be fine. We used to have him there, but he became a bit much. Like, every time he would say something in Discord, there would just be a whole blown argument, and it was just, oh my gosh. It would just be big old argument. It's not your fault that your friend DM'd him. Yeah. Back when my friend and I were on, like, good terms, Alright, see ya, Hyper. But yeah, when that friend and I were on good terms again, I did tell him about what happened to that. And he was just straight up like, I wish I could strangle that kid. So yeah, even he was just like, yeah, I might have told him about it, but that's going too far. Like, that was not his business, you know? And like, I would not want to talk about that with that brother because, again, that brother is problematic. And that's like, I actively talk about it to you. That's not for you to know. I wish you luck, Dino. Don't worry, I haven't been ignoring you. I've just been going all over the place with conversation today. But yeah, he is just... Anytime I'm with them, it's pretty much like, you're ugly, I hate you. You should die. You should move out so we could turn your room into a gaming room. Whenever you move out, I'm gonna turn your room into a movie theater. And I was just like... On Saturday, because like I mentioned, Saturday I was watching, John Wick 4 with my parents. And for like the first part of the movie, the child joined us. And he did make a comment then. You see, that's when I told my parents that he was like, oh hey, child, remember this time where we were in front of McDonald's and you said that I should die so that you can make my room into a gaming room? And my parents were just like, excuse me, that's not a nice thing to say. But yeah, then he all went on like, oh, but you should move out so we could turn your room into a theater. And then I was just like, nope. When I move out, you are leaving my room exactly as it is in case I want to come back. You're not touching my room. Also, I have no plans to move out currently because, you know, my rent here is probably better than what I'd be paying for in the area. I gotta live with family. You know, there's company, it's not super lonely. And then, like, I don't have to do all the chores alone. You know, it's very easy to go out to my parents for, like, support, right? So right now, this is, like, the best possible living situation I could be in, so I have no intentions of moving out yet. Like, maybe some point, when it, like, if I ever, you know, have something I want to, like, live together with, or somewhere specific I want to move. But for now, this is just what works best. It's what I can afford, and also just a nice place to live in general. Because, like, okay, say I wanted to get an apartment in this area, right? It would probably be more expensive for less room and, like, stricter guidelines, and I would have to do everything myself. So, yeah. I don't know. I like it here. And sister kind of like that. She wasn't outright homophobic because she was very much telling people she hated me in DMs because she blamed my mental disabilities on why we had to move constantly. That really sucks. And you see, even though my brother is very problematic, like, he wasn't always that way. And I still care about him. I still wish he'd be better, it's just he doesn't listen. Like, I miss the times when, like, you know, we'd actually get along and do things together, but now he's just like a butt. Yeah, I completely get that, Marigold. So rest in peace, that Aaron. Yeah, we didn't move around a whole lot as a kid that I recall. Like, I know when I was younger, I lived with my mom and grandma. My dad was in the military at the time, so, you know, he was not in the country at the time. So yeah, we lived with my mom and grandma. Oh no, I see your comments, don't worry, Dino, I just don't have a response to it. But, and then we moved to an apartment with my mom and dad, then to a house with mom and dad, and we lived there for a good while until my parents got divorced, and then for a while I lived alone at home with mom, but I'd visit dad like on the weekends in his apartment. Well, like not on the weekends, it was every other weekend we'd visit, because he lived like an hour away, so it'd be a bit much to live every other weekend. No, you're fine, Dino. I just don't have a response to it. There's nothing wrong. That really sucks, Marigold. I'm sorry to hear that. And then my dad moved to a house. And then, like in the summer, lived in middle of nowhere in a freaking, like, camper van. Right? A camper, like, trailer. In the middle of nowhere. And it wasn't the best. But yeah, I lived there for a bit. And then I moved to live with my dad. And then my dad got a girlfriend. We moved in with her. And then we moved to like a bigger house more recently. It got to me very much. It got so bad to the point where she pulled a knife on me. Oh no, that's not good. Sorry, I'm just glad she's away from me now. Bygones are bygones. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm very happy where I am now. I do like it here. I mean, I have a family that for the most part is great and supportive. And I know that, you know, they want the best of me. They have my best interests in mind. Except for my younger brother. But I am fairly confident that he is going to try to move out as soon as possible. That's just the kind of kid he is. So I don't think I'll have to worry about that for too much longer. And then my mom, she's moved around a whole lot more than I have. But yeah, she lives out of state. I don't visit her really anymore because, yeah. She is not the best parent. She used to be. Like, whenever I was, like, the only child. I'm the oldest of all my siblings, for reference. When I was the oldest child, and the only child at the time, she was a great parent. However, like, as time passed, it kind of feels like she gave up on, you know, the rest of the siblings. And she just kind of, like, you know, our parents got divorced, so it was just, like, myself, my brother, and her. And she put, like, no effort into parenting. So, even though we lived with her, she was kind of, like, as close to, like, an absent parent as you could get, you know? Like, she would just kind of be in her room all day and not pay any attention to us. And recently, she's had 2 more children. So she has 2 toddlers, right? So I have 2 toddler half-siblings that live with her currently. And she's in this exact same sort of I'm not even gonna bother parenting sort of place. So I was like, hey, you could step up your game, or, you know, I'm not gonna have any reason to continue contact with you, because if I'm there, I know that if I go visit her, I'm just gonna be a free babysitter, basically. Like, I know that's how it's gonna be. And I care about my half-siblings, don't get me wrong. But I am not a kid person. I am not the kind of person who wants to take care of children. I don't want to be a parent, you know, that sort of thing. And so I'm like, hey, you should step up as a parent, because every time, like, my brother and your, like, boyfriend's daughter come over, they're the ones taking care of your kids. And they are children. Sure, one of them's like a teenager now, but the point is, they are kids. And you're in bed, not doing anything. So yeah. I told her all that. I don't normally talk to people because, again, I'm very introverted. But yeah, I told her all that, and she did not receive it well. Like, she kind of avoided taking any fault, as people like that do, and wanted to put in no effort into not even like show any interest in trying to be better. It was like immediately guilt-tripping sort of stuff. And so I was like, alright, looks like I'm done talking to you. So yeah, I don't talk to her anymore. Because she is not willing to change, and there's not really much I could do. Because, like, I know I'm not in any position to, like, take care of toddlers. It just sucks. Be happy when me and my partner move in together. We've been working on it for 4 of the 6 years we've been together. I'm already happy now, but things could be better. I really hope that you're able to soon. I wish the best for both of you. What's your favorite YouTuber? That is a hard question. I don't know if I have a favorite YouTuber. And even if, you know, I knew for sure, I don't know if I don't know. I like what I watch to be kind of kept to myself, even if it's like a completely normal thing. I don't know. The blame shifting is the worst part. That stuff like that's so frustrating. It is. Like, I was just like, yeah, of course. Yeah, I told her, you know, hey, get your acts together. And yeah, she immediately started guilt tripping. She was like, you know, like, didn't you know this and that? Like, don't you know my mom has cancer? It's like, yes, I did know, and you didn't tell me. My grandma did. You didn't say a thing to me about that until now. It's like, yes, I do know. My grandma, by the way, is a wonderful woman, and I really hope that, you know, her recovery goes well. She's on chemo and all that, but it's like, it's also part of it is that's also completely irrelevant to the issue, you know? The issue has nothing to do with my grandma. It's all about you not stepping up and being a parent. Also, you know, I messaged her because, you know, I care about my half-siblings and I want her to be a better parent for them. Like, it doesn't matter directly to me, right? Because I don't live with her and I don't ever have to see her again. So, it literally does not matter. Like, in terms of myself. However, I care about my younger half-siblings. Again, I don't want to take care of them myself, but I care about them. And she was like, you don't even care about my babies. You never ask about them. I'm like, if I didn't care, I would not be talking to you. My goodness, that woman. That woman. But yeah. Also, you have fun with that, Dino. Yeah, I do really hope the best for her. Like I mentioned before, I'm probably gonna message her after stream and check up on her, see how she's doing. I don't normally do that because I don't like starting conversations, but, you know, we've been thinking about her today. So I'll see how it's all going there. Also, another thing that kind of bothered me, like, back when I was a kid is, okay, so, you know, you'd have your, like, usual, like, scheduled doctor visits, right? And do you have any fire Pokemon that can walk over lava? I have Misty Guy in our party currently. I'm not planning on walking over lava, though, because the rest of the team can't follow. Like, one thing that really bothers me, like, in retrospect, right? Like, you don't think about it much then. But in retrospect, you have the scheduled doctor visits. And so as a kid, you know, I'd be taken to those scheduled doctor visits. And one time I remember having to, like, fill out a form, right? And it's like kind of general like health stuff that the doctors want to know. And one of them was like, you know, do you have any like, to put it in like YouTube safe terms, do you have any like depressing thoughts, right? And back then, like, sure, I was a kid. I was like, you know, young. Probably younger than 11. I don't remember exactly when this happened. But at the time, I was honest. I was like, yeah. And I kind of figure, okay, so I answered that at a doctor's office, right? And my mom was there. So did the doctors not say anything about it? Or did, like, my mom know then and not do anything about it? Or what happened? Because I remember nothing came out of it. Nothing came out of it. So that's just, I don't know, in retrospect, that's weird to me. You'd think that, you know, my being a child, like a minor, like surely they would have said something to her, right? Right? I'm sorry that you're scared, Dino. I don't know, though. And you see, it's not a... Like, the reason I think about it so much, like, here is... Like... She is not the kind of person who's like, depression does not exist. She knows it's... Like, in our family, it is genetic. Like, we know she inherited it from her dad. I inherited it from her. So she knows. She knows it's genetic. She knows it's not her fault. She deals with it too, so she knows it exists. But she didn't do anything about it. So that's always bothered me. I see. I don't know. I just think, like, it's really, really weird to... Because I don't know for sure if she knew then, but... In retrospect, it's like, if you did know, I could have gotten help for that so much sooner and would have avoided so much crap that happened. And you see, another thing is, I never told her myself that I had depression, right? I told, like, my stepmom and my dad, because I trusted them. I did not tell her, because I don't really like her that much. But then, when we had that argument, she was just like, I have depression too. And it's like, how on earth did you... Like, I didn't tell you. Like, my parents already made it clear that they're not gonna tell anyone because that's none of their business to tell anyone. Like, they made it clear, hey, if you want people to know, you could tell them yourself. So, you know, I didn't tell them. My parents didn't tell them. So, she either knew this whole time or just a wild guess. Neither way, she didn't do anything about it. So yeah, that just bothers me. I'm just glad that everything's, you know, turned out fine now. Like, I'm fine. I was able to... Like, okay, so senior year of high school, for me, that was 2020. The year. That was my senior year of high school. I had to, like, do school from home, you know, virtually. My senior year. And that's when, like, my mental health really took, like, a downturn. Like, it was... What am I going to name them? I'm going to release them. Unless anybody in chat wants to be them. Hello, Primarina. Welcome. We are having quite the conversation today. We're talking about LGBT stuff, we're talking about crappy parents, we're talking about mental health. It's a kind of loaded stream today, but it's chill. But yeah, so senior year 2020, virtual school, my mental health took like a big downturn. Like it really took a toll on me. It wasn't so much like it wasn't not being able to see friends, because I wasn't super close to anyone I went to school with anyway. I was, you know, a very quiet person. But it was partially that, like, you know, I didn't really see anyone. Like, whether I really wanted to see friends or not, the social part of school was helpful. Like, the scheduling of school was helpful then. But at home, you know, there wasn't really a whole lot. So yeah, my mental health suffered from that. I also had a lot of anxiety about becoming an adult. I really didn't want to. I was like straight up scared of it. Like I felt I was not ready to handle the responsibility of being an adult. I very much did not want to. I didn't want to like work a traditional job because I didn't want to be like a robot, right? I didn't want to like just work a job I didn't even want every day, all day for like the rest of my life. And so yeah, my mental health got really bad. Like I was always a good student until that year. And that's when I slowly started like giving up, not really doing anything. And then yeah, my stepmom was just like, hey, do you want to see if you have depression or things? At the time, I didn't want to say yes, because that's like the hardest thing to do, right? The hardest thing to do is like to say, yeah, I need help, or I want to seek help. That is hard. And so I was like, I said maybe. I didn't say yes, I said maybe. Which, you know, in reality was more of like a yes, but I'm scared to sort of thing. And nothing came out of it at the time. But then, you know, later on, since like, you know, my stepmom already was like, hey, do you need help? Later on, like a few years later, or a couple years later, I don't know. I don't remember the exact like time period. But she was like, well, no, she came in my room one day and I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a moment? I was like, yeah, sure, of course. And then I asked, hey, I think I'm depressed. I want to get help for this. And then I did. So I'm just very glad I've had like her especially to turn to. Because my dad is like me in that he's very introverted. But she has always made it very clear that she's there if I ever need help, you know? So I'm very, very glad I've had her. I was in public school. I was kind of stuck at a desk for 8 hours in complete silence because the school didn't care enough to give me a curriculum or put me in a class, so I was excited to work virtually for once. I took programming classes and stuff, and it helped me earn math credits because algebra couldn't do it to save my life, but I loved learning code. I'm very glad that it was able to help you. Very glad. You see, I liked doing things virtually because I was never a social person. It was just like... It was more, I think, the stress of becoming an adult that really did it for me. And then doing it, the fact that I was doing it virtually helped with that because I didn't have to face teachers in person. So it's like a combination of that sort of stuff that ended up leading to like the downfall there. That was like the one time I actively like did bad in school. Oh. I guess I must miss the Stantler. Like, for the most part, I've been a good student. It was just then that things really hit. I'm just so glad I had supportive people there for me. Like, even, like, when I mentioned, like, the Fallout my friend earlier, like, of course, that had, like, a really, like, huge negative impact on me. And even then, like, my stepmom was there for me. And there to help me through it, and it was great. So grateful. Gosh, I'm getting emotional. Because I can imagine that, like, without the support of, like, the family closest to me, things would probably have turned out way differently. What rock? Not that it really matters. We're approaching 3 hours though, so I think that after this, I'll probably go ahead and end stream if that sounds good to everyone. So yeah, after this training, I think. Still friends with my assigned teacher from virtual learning school. She helped me and talked to the family so much, and she basically became a family member. Oh, that's really sweet. Alright, see ya, Dino. There were some teachers that, like, I liked, and I could talk to about stuff, but there were never any that, like, I opened up at that point with. That was for, the people I opened up to. There's my stepmom, but that was only, like, later on. Because, like, talking to your parents is a lot harder than talking to, like, peers. So, at the time, I had a boyfriend, and I would, you know, I'd speak a lot to him, and, you know, he helped me with things. But then, he ended up, kind of breaking up with me over text out of nowhere. It was like a whole it's not you, it's me sort of thing. But like, he just straight up was like, bye, don't message me again because, you know, I won't respond. And just out of nowhere, like, we had no arguments, like, ever. Not a single argument. Like, everything was going well. We were both pretty open with each other, so I don't know what happened. But yeah, one day he just left. And yeah, I was very heartbroken over that. Because that was the person who I had opened up to at the time. So it was just like a very sudden adios, and I never saw or heard from him again. And then, after that, I got a bit more into doing YouTube. And then I met a friend who... The friend I was talking about earlier who I had a falling out with. We got really close. And then... I opened up to him about things. And then... That was actually... Oh, it's fine now. It happened years ago, but it really sucked at the time. They opened up to him, and he's actually the person who really, like, motivated me to actually, like, open up to my parents about what was going on. So that I'm grateful for, even if the friendship kind of ended poorly. So it just really sucks, because, like, the two people that I had gotten closest to in my life were both people who ended up, like, ending... Either in terms of like my boyfriend, either ending like the relationship or ending the friendship themselves. And so that's like really sucked, and there were times where like I kind of felt like, you know, hey, this happens twice, so surely like I am the problem here, and I was like super hard on myself for it, even though I didn't really know what I could have done better, you know? Because like after like my, you know, the stuff with my boyfriend happened, I was very adamant about like, hey, let's be open. If there's any problems, like, let the other people know, but it just somehow didn't work out. It really sucks. But we're all good now. I've recovered from that. And there's other people that I've been able to get close to who it pretty much seems like like I am really close with my cousin who I hadn't been able to speak to in a while. So they weren't really someone I could talk to like when all this stuff was happening, since they basically lived on the other side of the world at that time. So there was a time zone difference. There was the fact that they couldn't go on like electronic devices as much because of like stricter parenting. But like now I've been able to talk to them more and I'm close to them, and like myself and my cousin, we are super like open communication wise. We are both there for each other whenever things are happening. And we are pretty much in like a consensus of like, no matter what, we've got each other's backs. So that's really been great. Since my first ex for like a decade after we broke up, they're still a friend of mine today. We just don't talk as much anymore. My first ex, he is a complicated story because he, I didn't even like necessarily want to date him. Basically, there was this boy. We were like in 8th grade. So that would be around like 13, 14 years old-ish. And every single day, like, do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Hello. What doing? Okay. For anyone watching, my dad came into the room. Yeah, every single day he'd just be like, do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? And I was like, no, no, no. Every single day for an entire year, multiple times a day. And just like, nope, nope, nope. I was so tired of him. So tired. Okay, for reference, any 13-year-old kids watching, don't ask someone to go out with them every single day, because that is not going to make them want to go out with you more. That's going to make them more sick of you. Yeah, every day for an entire year. And eventually I just like, I gave up. I was like, fine. And then, like, I don't know. Yeah, a bit too persistent, definitely. Yeah, eventually after a year I was like, fine. Just to get him to stop, you know? So it was a relationship I didn't really want to be in the first place. Also, another super weird thing about it is like, he straight up ranked the people. He was a kid, okay, he wasn't a kid I went to high school with, or school with. He was a kid I went to karate with. So he was in my karate class. Also, he's another black belt, so that's something too. Hello, Dino, welcome. But yeah, I went to karate with him. He asked constantly, and I was like, no. And he straight up ranked every girl in the class on how much he wanted to date them. And I was the unfortunate number 1. And then number 2 girl, we would bond over this dude because it's like, he just kept going after both of us. And so you're just like, man, I feel like she'd be like, I feel bad for you. I'm like, yeah. Because she'd be asked too, but I'd be asked more. So we just like became friends over this one dude trying to date us and neither of us having any interest. Because like at the time, like, keep in mind, again, he was my first boyfriend. I hadn't dated anyone yet. I had no interest, and again, there's the fact that like, I'm Demi. So I wasn't friends with him either. So I had no attraction to him at all. You know? Like, none of that. So there's just zero interest. Always number 20 or 30, probably because how loud and open the obsessed anime was. Completely fair. Yeah, I was like a very quiet sort of person, kept to myself. One of the more like mature people. I mean, especially in that class. And I would say, generally speaking, I've heard that I am pretty, or whatever. I don't know. Like, just from experience, the only person who's ever told me I'm ugly is my brother, and he says that's everyone. So, the general consensus is I think that I can understand. But also, man, dude. And he was open about the rankings, too? Like, dang. So yeah, eventually I said yes, just to, like, end it. And then we dated for, like, a year. It was a lot of, like, he ended up, like, opening up to me, like, trauma dumping, basically, right? And so there was part of me that was scared that if, like, I ever left the relationship, something, like, bad would happen, right? And yeah, it was not the best relationship, though. Like, I accidentally... Okay, because we were in karate, so we'd spar, right? And sparring, it's like, you know, you're fighting, but not with like, the intent to hurt anyone. It's like practice fighting. So we would spar, and there was one time where he tried to sweep me, which is basically like, you know, like knock the legs out from somebody, make them fall over, so they're on the ground. So he tried to do that, but instead of falling, you see, he didn't really do it right. Instead of, like, sweeping properly, because normally when you do that, you are supposed to, like, you know, kick the back of, like, both their legs and make them fall. But he just, like, picked up one of my legs, so I didn't fall, you just got me on one leg. I can balance on one leg just fine. Like, that's not gonna make me fall. So I ended up, like, managing to get out of the way, and the way I moved ended up, like, really screwing up this dude's knee. And he gave me a super hard time about it for, like, years. Like, man, look, it's your fault that my knee's like this. It's your fault. And if, like, any minor injuries ever came to him, that was a major one. Like, his knee was screwed up for a long time. And I always got the blame for that. It was not an intentional thing. But it did happen just because of the way the sparring went. Sometimes unintentional injuries happen. It's karate. That's just how it is. Like, I got kicked really hard in the jaw once and I was bleeding. But, like, we know it wasn't intentional. It just happened. But, yeah. Messed up his knee and he gave me problems for that. Anytime there was a minor injury, it was my fault. Like, there's pretty much like a, if you break up with me, I'm gonna be bullied for not having a girlfriend. There was like a, you have to do this for me, you have to do that. And then there was also like, if I didn't respond to his messages like over phone immediately, he would straight up text my parents like, hey, can you tell Ember to talk to me? So yeah, that was also weird. And that's back when like when that happened, my stepmom, God bless my stepmom, wonderful woman. She was like, hey, I think that this is kind of weird. You know, maybe, you know, there's something up with this guy. Maybe, you know, this isn't normal behavior. That's how I was like, oh, it's fine. But then after about a year, I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're probably right. So I did end up breaking up with him. It's like, I didn't really want to date this guy to begin with anyway. And there were some super sketchy, like, red flags, you know. He wasn't a bad person per se, it just... there were some things that probably shouldn't have happened. It's messed up. Me and my friends got stressed from our fights and bragged about it to other friends. I still got a scar on my temple from my eyebrow from accidentally smacking my head on a brick because my friends clocked me and we both laughed about it. I have a couple scars. There's one on my arm that I don't know what it's from. It probably happened, like, at some point during karate. Because lots of injuries happen when you take karate and you fight people all the time. Normally, you know, the injuries aren't too severe. It's usually just like, oh, you got a scratch on your arm or on your hand or something. Except like the few kids that got like super violent, yeah. But then there's one scar. I don't know if you could see it, but it's like right here. Right here I have a scar. And that's from when I was little and a dog bit me across the face like that. Just across all the way here. So I had like a big gash here and then a scar here. And yeah, anyway. I think that this is probably where I'm going to end stream for today. Thank you very much for showing up. I enjoyed having this conversation with you, Marigold. Very nice conversations. Anyway, yep, that's where I'll end it for today. I hope that everyone here has a great rest of their day or night, whatever happens to be for them. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye!